god, it's up in the fucking wood. Tell me this is not fucking intentional. It's all fucking on fire up here. Look at this shit. The fuck, man? I'm telling you. You know what the conspiracy theorists say? The spraying, like how did this get up here? Just slowly burned across there. If you watch geoengineering.org, they'll tell you about the stuff that's on the ground now from all the spraying. It's highly flammable, it dries out the ground. That's why you're getting forest fires this time of year. And how did this start? You're gonna tell me this was just lightning, something? 18, 19 degrees here? Ground's that hot, is it? Somebody flicked a cigarette butt out. I was in here not even an hour ago, about an hour ago, maybe an hour and a half now. I've been at this that long. But think about that for a second. It's either someone came in and intentionally lit it, or someone was flying down here on quad or something, smoking a cigarette and flicked it out into a pile of shit that looks like it was put there for, oh my god, my fucking back. Look, what is that? Looks like birch. So, look at this shit. Burn through these trees over here. Look, this is still smoldering. What the fuck? Look, oh my god. Fucking steps. Yeah, this is awesome. I'm gonna put some water and bring it up here. Oh shit. I should have forgot my helmet. Oh, I gotta get water for in there, look. Take that, you fucker. So whoever's trying to light the fires, you can go fuck yourselves. This is fucking wrong. Beautiful, pristine forest. Animals live here. You're pushing this fucking agenda. Man, I can't wait till the fighting Newfoundlander wakes up. Can't wait. If he wakes up and says enough is enough. Not only are you been screwing us forever, now you're trying to burn down our fucking homes. You know what it is that if you say, this is psychological by the way, but you need to recognize it within yourselves. If you're saying, oh, these are all coincidences, that's just an excuse, because if you acknowledge there is a problem here and it's intentional, it means you have to do something.
May 29th, 2025, I experienced something that shook me to my core and made me question the narratives we're being fed. While riding my quad along Logger School Road just outside Corner Brook, I noticed a fire burning dangerously close to the roadside. At first glance, it seemed like a small blaze, but as I got closer, I realized this was no accident. Someone had deliberately set this fire and walked away, leaving it to spread through the dry forest. Determined to act, I spent an hour racing back and forth from a nearby stream, using 2 water bottles to douse the flames. It was grueling work, but I managed to extinguish the fire before it could engulf the surrounding trees. Exhausted, I continued up the road, maybe 200 or 300 meters, when a nagging thought hit me. What if the fire sparks again? I turned back to check and decided to call the fire department, just to be safe. While waiting for the forestry team to arrive, I heard something unsettling. 2 voices talking in the woods, not far from where I stood. My phone had died, so I couldn't record or call for help right away. I set out to find the forestry crew, who I located about 250 meters up the road. To my shock, they were battling a much larger fire, one I hadn't reported. When I explained that this wasn't the fire I'd called about, they mentioned something chilling. 2 people had walked out of the woods, told them about this new fire, and then disappeared. It became clear to me that both fires were intentionally set. The voices I'd heard in the woods were likely the culprits, watching me put out their first fire before moving up the road to ignite another. This wasn't a random act. It felt calculated, as if someone wanted these fires to spread, to wreak havoc on our forests. This experience made me question the bigger picture. We've all heard the constant narratives about climate change, blaming wildfires on nature and rising CO2 levels. But how many times in recent years have we seen fires across this country, fires that were later revealed to be intentional, conveniently used to push government policies? The ground where these fires were set was unnaturally flammable, like the woolies on a pair of socks catching fire. It's almost as if something had been sprayed on the forest floor, making it a tinderbox, waiting for a spark. This brings me to a troubling possibility. According to research from geoengineering.org, high levels of aluminum and barium have been detected in soil samples, substances that could make forests far more flammable. These same chemicals are said to clog the root systems of trees, hindering their ability to convert CO2 into oxygen. Is it just a coincidence that this aligns so perfectly with the narrative of increasing CO2 levels? Or are we witnessing something more deliberate, a manipulation of our environment to fit a specific agenda? I'm not here to point fingers without evidence, but I am asking you to think critically. My experience on Logger School Road wasn't just a random encounter with a couple of fires. It was a wake-up call, a moment that exposed how easily blame can be shifted to nature while ignoring the possibility of human interference. We owe it to ourselves, our communities, and our forests to demand answers. Who benefits from these fires? Why do they keep happening? And what's really going on with the substances being found on our forest floors? Thank you for listening. Let's start asking the hard questions and hold those responsible accountable before our forests are burned away, like the trust we once held for our leaders. Any idea of how far in it goes? That's where it ends. Way up there on the hill to here. Looking at 50 meters maybe, 150, or probably like 75 meters.